All right. All right. We are live. Good morning, my friends. Welcome. Welcome to Bets for Breakfast. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. I am here. Sometimes on the weekend, if we get lucky and life allows it. It's 9:04 a.m. That's about as good as it gets for me. 4 minutes late means I'm on time, my friends. We are going to make a ton of bets. We've got 3 NBA playoff games, 4 NHL playoff games, and 10 MLB games to bet on. There's no time to waste, my friends. Let's get paid. All right. It's time. Let's get paid, my friend. Let's get paid. Get this music off. Got to turn off the loop. And there we go. What up? I'm setting all my scheduled tweets for the day, or I guess my scheduled posts, at least for the morning, as you are mostly probably following me on X at DFSnDonuts. If you're not, make sure you give me a look there. If you're watching me on X right now, do me a big favor and go ahead and hop over to YouTube. It's the second YouTube channel at My Sparry Edge. Pretty cool. We got 2 YouTube channels these days. This one's growing out. This one is becoming the live show channel essentially for the off season. And then as we roll back into the NFL swing of things, we'll jump back over there for all the NFL videos. I see people in chat right now saying good morning, have already hit the like button. We've got people saying I'm already subscribed on both. Money Mondays, says Mark. I appreciate that immensely. I love when we get people here nice and early, dropping some love and who are ready to make money. What's up? It's him. Good to see you, brother. Good morning. Let's go Sabres. Big come from behind win in the third period last night. Unbelievable W. I'm a little tired. That game ended a little late for the old man, but that was a great, great win. What a way to start the playoffs. Just super exciting if you're a Sabres fan. I mean, shoot, if you just like playoffs of any kind, stop trying to watch the NBA and hope for the days of yesteryear. You can simply just flip it over to the NHL games and you'll get yourself a very exciting experience. If at all today you are watching the show and you're like, let me try out that product, mysparryedge.com. It's my betting tools product. I am going to show you a ton there today. Now, I have zoomed in a ton. I am going to be way zoomed in today. I really want people to catch some of this stuff. I don't want you to miss out. I have a lot to cover. I'm going to be using 3 tools primarily. The DFS optimizer. I'll have Underdog and PrizePicks locked in. NHL, NBA, MLB. I've got all the filters here set up for these markets. You can pause the video, the live show later. If you're curious of what I had set for the labels, I leave all on. I have no edge percentage set, but today I want to go to 4% edge or higher for all plays because we have so many sports going on, so many games. I mean, I counted them up. We've got 17 to go from. PrizePicks, Underdog, again, you can add any of these apps that you want, Novig, DraftKings, so on and so forth. Same markets, same sports are set up. We got 11 sharp plays already this morning. We'll talk about these in a second, so just hang tight. And then the positive EV plays, there's one right there on PrizePicks. I would click this deep link right here. Bet now if I want to bet this, and there it is. Spencer Arrighetti. 2.5 earned runs less. So here's how this works. I'm going to save this bet because we track all our plays on the show. You got another one here on PrizePicks. JT Ginn, this is the positive EV finder, essentially your plus expected value optimizer. JT Ginn under 4.5 strikeouts on PrizePicks. Why is it a good play? Well, we've devigged the lines. We've devigged the line. Minus 119 fair odds, just squeaking under that fair odds line. And you get a nice little value, 0.3%. But hey, they all stack up. And on the pick'em apps, you got to bend the knee sometimes. I do like to do a secondary act where I will compare to FanDuel and Pinnacle and sometimes Bet Online AG. If I don't have Pinnacle, I'll use them. I'm just looking for kind of the sharper books on top of just devigging the lines. And it just destroys FanDuel, and it beats the fair odds. So JT again under 4.5 strikeouts, another PrizePicks play. That's a nice little 2-piece. Now, how do I have the plus EV optimizer set up? Remember, in the filters button, you can click helpful hints and any tool on the site, and you're going to see exactly how I use those tools. So you can set them up as you see fit. PrizePicks and Underdog are selected. MLB, NBA, NHL now is selected. I guess I didn't have that. I have no EV filter. I have no fair odds band set up. I use American odds, not decibel. And there we go. We've got, let me get you another PrizePicks play. There you go. There's the third one. Dennis Schroeder, 0.2%. Again, these are extremely small odds. You'll usually get more. You'll get better odds as you go, better percentages. It's early in the morning. Sometimes it can be hard to find things. What's up, Crispy? Good morning. Donuts, absolutely been loving the new website. You and the crew have been killing it as usual. Haven't made many lives, but glad to catch this one. Thank you so much for showing up and dropping such a genuine, kind comment, unsolicited. Appreciate those immensely. What's up, VG? Good morning, Donuts. Discord cashed out yesterday. I love to hear it, my friend. Nesquick says, yesterday was amazing. Let's run it back. Fire's been insane. Ain't nobody better. Ain't nobody better. It's funny. A lot of people sign up because they see me on YouTube. They get in there. They enjoy themselves. They follow my picks, my channels, my models, and things like that. And then they realize, oh, wait, who's this Fire guy? They start following him in Discord, and then they literally just never leave. It's incredible. I love my team. Anyways, this Dennis Schroeder play, essentially the same odds as the fair odds of minus 118. So you have a very small value. And on top of that, you're barely beating FanDuel. I guess you're beating them by 7 cents. We don't have Pinnacle yet. They don't come out until around like 10 a.m. So I could plug this in just simply because I wanted to give you a little 3-piece action. We've got some plays for Underdog over here. And I've said this before, and I'm just going to zoom out for everybody so you can get a taste for what it looks like on, full go. The other view you're looking at essentially is just going to end up being like your mobile view. But anyways, I digress. Here's what it looks like on PC. You can drop it down. It's very smooth, very, very simple to use. You click their player cards. You can bounce around in here. These are playoff stats. You can look at the regular season. You can alt line them. Oh, I want Nikhil Walker-Alexander at 2.5 assists. At 2.5 assists, he cashed in 74% of the games. Here's his projections. Here's his DVP, some volume-based stats, the only ones that matter to me, so on and so forth. So, use the site how you'd like. Today, I'm really zooming in because I want to make sure if you're watching from like across the office that you can see it no matter where you are. Anyways, Underdog. We've got multiple plays here. Nikhil Alexander Walker, as the sports bettors have called him for years, though. Over 23.5 points and assists. FanDuel, better odds than FanDuel by 13 cents. That's 13 odds. Minus 115 versus minus 128. DVig line of a minus 120. Over 23.5 points and assists for Underdog in play. Jordan Goodwin. We lost those other two plays while I was talking. We had 4, now we only have 2. Jordan Goodwin, let's see. No FanDuel, no Pinnacle. I don't touch it. So I don't have the sharp books involved in DVigging the line. We have access to, 80 or so apps, but we only showcase like the more popular ones stateside, and then some of the international ones like Bovada, BetOnline, things like that. So I don't like seeing this. I don't like seeing, first off, you got a nice plus EV play. Like if I turned on BetMGM in my filters, which is going to unload a million plays because BetMGM is so soft, similar to Hard Rock. This is an incredible play on BetMGM. Minus 117 fair odds, DVigged odds right here. This is your true odds right here, minus 117. And you're going to plus 110 on BetMGM, 13.2% EV percentage. Absurd. An absurd line. But again, no FanDuel, no Pinnacle, just hard to decipher the true value of plays like that. Let's go over to the Sharp Money Radar. Extremely popular. And again, I'm going to zoom out for you. You can see it on both platforms. So multiple options you can set. First off, Price Picks and Underdog are set here. You can turn on Novig. You can turn on DraftKings. You can turn on FanDuel. You can turn on DK Pick 6, so on and so forth. Like, let's just leave this here for a second. I personally like to have this selected. Longer than whale. Best sportsbook price must be longer odds than the best whale book. By essentially what that means is a play like Spencer Spaghetti here. $1,000 is coming in on the under 16.5 ounce for Arrighetti at minus 120. If I play this on Prize Picks, I'm beating those odds by 2 cents. Very small edge, but still an edge for an implied 3-pick entry on Prize Picks. That's how you use this. No more, no less. You're just looking at who's got deep pockets, who's sharp at betting, and where's all the money going? And then you're taking advantage before the industry adjusts. Because you know what often happens is you'll see this happen frequently, is you'll see a line like this. And look, you've got 16.5 line. All right. And you can see it in the far right corner. Okay. Do you see where I'm looking? Boom. Way over there. You see? Way over there in the corner. I'm going to move my mouse around it. Blah, 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 right here. So it's 16.5 outs. You've got 7 books. Some of these books don't even have both sides. And then you go down to 15.5 and you got juice to the over there. But some of these books, there's the minus 112 today on their Fliff, minus 120, minus 105 Hard Rock, Profit X, minus 108. Interesting, right? Like you're getting a full out more at 16.5 to the under. And somebody's playing it for a straight bet. Makes it a great play for a pick'em. Like, how do you find the good value 24/7? This is how. You got to have sharp tools to do so. And the longer you sit on this page, if you sat on this page all day long, you are going to put yourself in such a great place to be profitable on those pick'em apps. And now again, like if you're using DraftKings and FanDuel, you're also going to find some interesting value. A lot of it has to be, you got to pay attention to the whale money. And let me circle back to my initial point I forgot I was making. So this longer than whale blood. Watch what happens when I uncheck it. You're going to see a bunch more plays pop up. You see more money pop up. And then this is where things get interesting, like this one right here. Great example. Justin Robleski. I don't know who he plays for. Is that a Dodger pitcher? No. Yeah. Los Angeles Dodgers. All right. What's the 17.5 outs under? Okay. There it is. There's his line. So you can see his projections. You can see how many pitches he's thrown through 90 pitches, 24 outs last game, 17 and a half outs. Here it is. Minus 196 on Caesars, minus 164 BetMGM. DraftKings down here, minus 139. Deep link that'll open it right up. Profit X, so on and so forth. It's 16 and a half on some of these books as well, which is crazy. And even juice to the under at 16 and a half. So you're getting a full out higher. Prize Picks has it at 17, so on and so forth. So the sharp money is telling you very interesting read here. It's flagged it because, let's see, $1,500 is coming in on the under. $1,500 is coming in on the under on these exchanges. Now, the problem, if you leave this unchecked right here, you're going to see that money, which some people like to see it regardless of their odds that they're getting. They just want to know where's the money going, right? Okay, well then this is an interesting play to you because you see $1,500, about a minus 135 aggregate odds, and you're getting a minus 139. Like, you have to take worse odds than what the sharp action is getting at a minus 132 or a minus 138. Some people look at that and they're like, I don't care. I'm just going to bet it anyways. And like, that's fine. If that's you, that's fine. Personally, I want the longer than whale. I want to make sure that when I am putting a play in, it's like this. Here's a great play for Prize Picks. You have $1,000 coming in on the over 1.5 walks for Seth Lugo. Over 1.5 walks for Seth Lugo, minus 130 for Prize Picks for a 3-pick entry. I get it for a minus 118. Do this all day long, all year long. That's my point. It's like, if you're using these very sharp tools that my very smart, nerdy mathematicians have made, data scientists, if you will, collaborating with my developers under the guidance of how I envision this being useful for a beginner bettor to an advanced bettor. That's essentially the business recipe right there. That's the cocktail. Now, when you're using this stuff, if you use this all day, all night, or late night, early morning, or you're able to pop in at noon during your lunch break and again at 5:30, before dinner, you pick your spots of when works for you. But no matter when you are betting, if you're using these things, the goal's not to pop in and get one single bet. It's just not. Don't let anybody tell you differently. If you're doing any type of plus EV approach, you are doing a volume game. It's, rather than three, $50 slips per day for $150 on Underdog, 3 2-pick entries, you're doing $35 entries. And you're just getting insane value that will compound over time. Go Bears. You got it correct right there. The amount of slips I've hit over the past few days is ridiculous. Tools are fire. Appreciate that immensely, dude. Thank you so much for the unsolicited feedback, the, transparent feedback like that. Instead of me selling and being a salesman, I just let the picks flow from my mouth, and I hope that my community pops in and tells the rest, hey, it's worth signing up. And, just so we know, because I forgot to do this last week as well, the product is currently on a 33% off indefinite membership. This is limited time because we're currently soft launched, which means we're adding more tools. And while we add and refine and tweak, I didn't want to charge full price. So you get a 33% off discount, and you keep it for as long as you sub. You sub today at $59.99 for the Sharp Edge. You get the entire website suite of tools. All new tools that we build will all go into this profile right here. And you keep it at $59.99. If you stay sub for 20 months, that's your price for 20 months. At some point, the discount goes away, and then all new subscribers will be paying $89.99. So it's a good time to give it a try. A lot of new stuff's coming, including a parlay builder. So we've got some cool stuff on the horizon. Anyways, let's keep making picks. I'm going to zoom back in. I told everybody I was going to zoom in today a lot. I like to rewatch my shows on mobile and review my process, how it looks, how I come across. And I felt last week I did not pay attention, and I was really zoomed out. I'm on a 27-inch monitor, so it looks fine for me, but it doesn't look great for everybody else, or a 30-inch monitor, whatever it is. But it's big, right? So like, it looks bigger on my screen than it does for you. And I realized I blabbed too much, and I was zoomed out too much. So today, as you can tell, I'm locked in. Picks are flowing. and I am giving you a much better view today. Here's an interesting play right here. Justin Robleski over 2.5 earned runs. Now, some of these you got to pay attention to a little bit. We get better odds than ProfitX. We don't get better odds than Novig. However, look at the liquidity. Almost all that 1.1K came in on ProfitX at plus 100. I get it at plus 104 on DraftKings. If I were to bet this on DraftKings, I would get 4 cents better than ProfitX. I've got $1,000 backing it. We'll save this one for tracking purposes. Another interesting play. Dylan Cease, a good-looking play right here. You have 2 different exchanges getting almost $1,000 in liquidity, taking all sorts of action on both books to the under and at worse odds. And you're getting a 2-pick entry for Dylan Cease under 17.5 outs on Underdog. Fantastic. And as I am clicking this, you saw another play pop up right here, right above it. Jake Irvin under 5.5 pitcher hits allowed. Now, we get identical odds to ProfitX. Do you just want to follow the sharp money and just be like, all right, I'm going to play it because the sharp has almost $1,000 on it? Then you can. We'll track it for tracking purposes. But, some people want to make sure they have much better odds like this one. Hockey continues to deliver absolutely incredible edge. I'm not kidding. Hockey is incredible on these tools. It's absurd. This Mikko Rantanen, by the way, we're making NHL player cards. So if you like these player cards that we have for NBA, and again, I'm so zoomed in right now, so it might look a little funny. But anyways, if you like these player cards, you like bopping around and research. Hey, I got to zoom out. I can't even see what I'm clicking on. If you like bopping around and clicking on all these player cards and, going from player to player and stuff, you want to look at DVP, projections, stats, all the odds, blah, blah, blah. We're making those for NHL. Probably we'll focus on making those for next year, but they're on the way. Anyways, you got another Prize Picks play here. Under 2.5 shots on goal for Mikko Rantanen, April 20th. That's tonight. Yes, it is. So Wild versus the Stars. You got 686 on minus 128 line. So much better. Hey, another play just popped up. And again, because I have DraftKings selected, I get a bunch. BetMGM, if I add BetMGM, watch this. I bet it's a million plays. 3 sharp plays. Watch. I'm at BetMGM. It goes up to 7. We got 7 just like that. BetMGM is absurd. Bryce Elder. Here's a good one. $2,000 at a minus 160. First off, let me say what's up to some of these people. Oh my gosh. These comments, I'm signed up for the Sharp Edge plan and the tools paid for itself thrice this weekend. What's up, David? My man made almost $200 then. Appreciate the comment. Thank you. 462 says Sharp Money Raider was spot on yesterday with the Orlando money line. Ton of money came in late. Bang, they won. Big upset in Detroit. Love it. Mark, what's up? Love the zoom in view. Tuning in for mobile, it makes a big difference. Yeah, that's what I found out too, bro. That's what I found out too. I was like, hold up. Looks good for me while I'm streaming on PC, but I keep forgetting a lot of viewers are sitting there on mobile. And by the way, just so we're both on the same page, let me show you what the mobile looks like too, because I don't want you to be like, well, if I use it on mobile, it's not going to work. No. This is just a browser-based view. That is all you're getting here. So don't worry. Your mobile view is fantastic. It's a fully optimized app to the point where this could be it's a mobile web app to where if I tomorrow said I want this on the App Store, it could be on the App Store and look perfect. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So weird to look at it like this, but I just want to show you. This is the mobile view. You're looking at the mobile view. So you've got the browser, the menu pops open. You can scroll down. You see everything, drop down tabs. You click their names and it bops open their player card. It clicks around. So I don't want you to be like, I don't want to use it. No. Trust me, it was made for mobile. I just stream on PC. Anyways, Bryce Elder, look at this. $2,000 coming in the under minus 160. Somebody was comfortable enough to drop $2,000 for a minus 160, and you get a minus 149 at BetMGM. Bryce Elder under 4.5 strikeouts. Lock that in for BetMGM. Some of these plays I don't like the hits market. I'm learning that I don't like the hits market. I probably remove it soon from my markets down here. I probably would just remove the hits market. It's not been nice to me. If I go to my bets and I start searching through how have I done for all the markets, that's how you can find how you've done. different leagues. You can tell if you've done better. Certain tools, plus EV Optimizer versus Sharp Money Radar. How have you been doing? I'm 136 and 83 with the plus EV tool, so on and so forth. You can look at sides. Do you do better with unders? Do you do better with overs? Do you do better with certain apps? How am I on Underdog versus Prize Picks versus so on and so forth? Like, you can do all this on your own at any time. It tracks it all, makes a nice little graph. If you want the graph, you can do it by month. You can do it by dollars, do it by units, up to you. But anyways, we keep that there so you can track it. Long story short, I'm not a fan of the hits market. I'll leave them here so you can see them, but I'll probably ignore them. Jalen Brunson under 31.5 points, bet MGM. Now, again, you come in on the same exact, no, you don't. Minus 118 odds is better than Novik. So this is one of those decision times. Do you want to run Jalen under 31.5 points? You are beating the Novik action here, but you're getting worse odds than the majority of the liquidity. Remember, 1.2K. That's the liquidity right here, 1.2K dollars. So I'm beating the 479 liquidity on Novik because I have 7 cents better odds, minus 118 versus minus 125. But I'm getting worse odds on the majority of the liquidity over there in Profit X. So I probably personally ignore this. I'm not saying it's a bad play. I'm just personally ignoring it. That's all. The runs market is interesting. I usually want to beat the market significantly because it's such a volatile market. These guys, they score in bunches, then they'll go on droughts because they're not getting base hits. The good thing about James Wood, I think, is the bats at the top of the order. I don't like that he's at home. I like away hitters most often. Drake Baldwin, bounce back night tonight, probably over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Anyways, I digress, but that's interesting. You get plus 113 on DK. I am yapping so much today, but I just want to feed you. Listen, it's up to you what you want to do with plays like this. This Liam Hicks under 1.5 total bases. Miami at home, potentially lose the bottom of the 9th at bat. Interesting. Anyways, $1,000 on the under, minus 1. You're not even really beating the odds, and it's terrible juice. Like, I hate those types of plays. He's hot as a hitter too. So like, I don't get the value here. So for me, I fade. Jacob Marcy for the, let's remember this. If Miami scores 1 run tonight and the offense just gets wrecked, let's remember this section of the stream. This one I can get behind because Jacob Marcy's just not been good this season. I know Liam Hicks has been good. I think Liam Hicks is in the heart of the order too, but Jacob Marcy has not been good. And you look at his game logs, he's been under in 73% of the games. You got $1,000 in the under. This is a much more palpable odds too, a minus 154 versus this minus 189. Like, that's kind of gross. I could get behind this one though, for sure. Reed Detmers. All right, same thing here. Got to pay attention sometimes to liquidity. Nothing worth looking at here. Worse odds than Profit X. Anyways, this is one tool. We spent a lot of time on it. We got other stuff to look at, though. We haven't even looked at we barely looked at the Plus EV Optimizer, which is my favorite tool for Pick'em. Then the DFS Optimizer, which I personally haven't used a ton simply because I can't really play Pick'em where I am. But I digress. I still think it's a fine way to go about making plays. Helpful hints. Not all books are created equal. Now, what are fair odds versus sharp odds? The sharp odds, my friends, sharp odds are looking at the fact that some sports books are sharper than others. Your BetMGMs, your Hard Rocks, your Bet Rivers of the world do not craft, mold, and shape the industry, the lines. Not at all. They are followers, right? You've got leaders in the betting space like FanDuel for NBA player props, Pinnacle for NHL, Pinnacle for MLB, FanDuel and Pinnacle for NFL. These are the books that are sharp. They're the ones that often the industry will follow. Even some of the exchanges I find to be extremely sharp as well, especially when you get higher liquidity. So basically what we've done is we've, put together a weighted system for each sport for the sharp odds. And we're telling you, like Julius Randle under 4.5 says, this is not the DVIGD line, but we're telling you the sharpest books in the world for us based on NBA. Well, you've got a minus 137 on just this one side. We're not worried about the over. We're not worried about the over at all because we're only getting paid out for this under 4.5 on Prize Picks specifically. So for the minus 137 for the sharp books, calculation, we beat that by 19 cents, 6.8% edge. So you could run out an under 4.5 assists for Julius Randle tonight on Prize Picks, and you have yourself a really good DFS play. Now, again, you can do what you want with this information. We already saw this. Miko won earlier on the sharp edge, which is also cool to see. JT Ginn, similarly, was on the sharp edge as well. And now you're seeing them on the optimizer for the DFS sites. Friggin' awesome. I love when we get this opportunity, my friends. Oh, it's him says, I watch on mobile all the time. This view is great. Beautiful. Love it. Love it. Let's go. Let's go. We got a lot of people watching. 292. Could y'all do me a favor right now? Like the video for me. Drop some love on X, retweet it. If you're watching, if you're on YouTube, subscribe to my second channel here. Like the video, drop comments, hit the little emoji reactions, whatever you got to do. And again, if you want to use the tool at any time, the price is going up. The price is going up at some point by 33%, and then probably more and more as I add more to the site. I'm not stopping at 90 this someday. My goal is to have several $100s. I want this to be a very robust experience. The earlier you get in, the cheaper the price you're locked in long term. So, I'll say this every step of the way. When the price goes to 90, you get to stay at 90 forever. Should you keep it forever? Right now at 60, same thing. So on and so forth. There's no stop to what I plan on doing here. My roadmap for this product is absolutely absurd. I want to change this space. So that's full disclosure. It's all out there for you. Hey, one thing we've been using and leaning on a lot lately is the trends tool. Could we talk about this really quick? I did not give it its love early in the season, and I have since then. Now, let me talk about it. So I'm going to go down to the trends tool here. I got MLB. I went to the total bases market because this continues to crush. And then instead of playing overs, which everybody's obsessed with, I'm going to click unders. I'm sorting by last 10, but instead, let's sort by season long. So this is going to give it the best unders. Now I'm going to click 100 and see. We have nobody today at 100, and that's okay. As the season goes on, you're going to lose these 100% hit rates, but doesn't mean we can't look at 90% or better. Tyler Freeman, under 1.5 total bases has occurred in 10 of 11 games this season. You can see, well, he had 3 hits the other day, and that's the only over he's had. And here we go. So we go to total bases, and he does get hits, just not extra base hits. Look at this. They're all singles. He's juiced to the over to have a single today, to have a hit at the lines at 1.5, which means at 1+, he's actually sitting pretty of juiced odds to the over. Rockies hitter here. I don't even know where he is in the lineup at bats. Looks like he's a platoon hitter of some sort. Gets pulled out of the game based on the handedness of the pitcher. Extra base hits clearly aren't a thing for him yet. He has all singles this year. So the total bases, anyways, I digress. You go back, look at last year. Last year, he was under in 68% of the games. The year before, 80% of the games. Like, this is a good-looking under, and the odds aren't terrible. They're just not bad at all. I'm willing to pay a price like that. And again, how do I find this stuff? Like, a very quick way to do it is just to use the tool, use the trends tool as the compass. So Tyler Freeman, under 1.5 total bases. Do not forget this play. I think it's a very interesting play. So the total bases trends have been freaking great. People keep telling me this is what they're using the most. Kobe Mayo, under 1.5 total bases. Santiago Espinal, under 1.5 total bases. Like, these guys are not cashing. They're just not cashing. Josh Naylor, under 1.5 total bases, shockingly. Cabron Hayes has been terrible. Did he get hit yesterday? No. He is so bad right now. You can actually play his under total base for plus odds. Wow, only one book right now. I'm actually intrigued at this one later in the day. He is so bad right now. It's not even funny. He was 3 for 47 going into the weekend. Anyways, we got Santiago Espinal, his name was, platoon hitter. Again, one of those guys that gets pulled from games, just pulled from games in the middle of games. Only a pinch hitter at times. Kobe, whatever his name, Kobe Mayo. Again, our projections, we only have 0.47 hits. Doesn't get a ton of at-bats all the time. Three at-bats here and there, 2 at-bats. Total bases, heavily juiced the under. So, like, this is a parlay, right? You're only probably parlaying these types of guys sometimes. But I just wanted to highlight that because, man, oh, man, there's been some really interesting plays here. Really interesting plays. This Chandler Simpson, Top of the order for Tampa. Continues to get hits, but they're always singles. Problem is, he's super juiced. So what do you do with him? Parlay. Who do you parlay him with? Well, here's another one. Let's go to Miami. Let's look at Xavier Edwards. Singles, Xavier Edwards, minus 179. It's literally all he hits. It's like never hitting. How do I find these? Literally, the more I bet, the more I learn. I see these names. I see them daily. I see how they do. There's Lyle guy out there for, there he is. Darren Lyle, Daryl Lyle. That's all he hits. So many hits. He's batting like 380, but they're all singles. Plus 100. He's a plus 100. Oh my gosh, for a single today. That's on the Score. That's formerly known as ESPN. Just fantastic. You can do so much on this site. It's absolutely absurd. If you're on the fence of the website, you're truly missing. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. And again, like this stuff, we've been posting a lot more on like Twitter and stuff because people are really obsessed with following trends, and that's fine. But I never, ever cover it on the show. And I think I've been doing a disservice. And here's why. Okay, so I'm going to remove all A's and B's. I want you to look at, actually, let's leave those on. How about this? Let's do only A's and B's. All right. So the total bases projections on the under this season. Again, this is based on the projections. All right. I'm going to go to by percentage. This is using the projections. Transparency is everything. So we track our projections day in and day out. Every market, every projection, every bet grade. These are the letter grades. This season, if you see a total basis projection under an A, so you could go over to the projections page, best bets, you click total bases, and hey, because it's higher than a 70% win rate, you're going to see a bunch of these pop up. And check this out. Anytime an A- under has popped up on the best bets this year, it has won 81% of the time. All right. Let me zoom in for you. 81% of the time, 81.1% of the time. 74 total bets. 60 of them have won, 14 have lost. That's A- unders for total bases. That's how this works. The best bets tool tells you. Now, we just looked at Jacob Marcy, and I said, I'm interested in that. Michael Busch, same thing, under. Chicago on the road, no more Wrigley Field, wind blowing out. Doesn't even matter. He's not doing it. Under 1.5 hit total bases. Net hit runs RBIs. What are the odds for these guys? We'll take a quick look. Again, I'm so zoomed in. But Jacob Marcy, we already covered this one. Minus 154 BetMGM. Minus 159 Caesars. How about Michael Busch? Again, another guy who just sucks right now. Super juiced. So one of those parlay pieces. I don't know if I can play that as a straight bet. So just be mindful. Be mindful of the odds. But you've got 2 A- plays. Those are 60 and 14 on the season. Now, if you're like, well, Donuts, what about the other markets? Well, I mean, that's kind of the beauty of it, right? You could essentially screenshot player to market, right? Just screenshot all the way down. Let me just show you. Screenshot like this. Tag the quick pick bot inside my Discord channels for members. Say tag at quick pick bot under 1.5 total bases, and it'll give you a link with the under 1.5 total bases for all 8 of these players. You can do that with the best bets tool anytime you want. It's one of my favorite things to do. A+ unders have won 80% of the time, 81% of the time for hits, runs, RBIs. Okay. So if I wanted to make a little parlay today, there you go. At Quick Pick Bot inside the DFS and Donuts Discord with this photo, type in under 0.5 RBIs, and it'll make a link for all 5 of these plays. I'm just saying, it's absolutely absurd. Oh, by the way, I wanted to highlight the most absurd play I've seen in quite some time. This was inside Discord by Ballin. He posted this. There it is. He posted this sharp money radar play, and this is what I love to see when my staff starts using the tools. Oh my gosh, it's so good. He posted that he goes, I got off the plane just now. I'm chasing kids around the airport. I've only got time to post one play. So all he did was go to the tool, take a photo, and share it. $5,000 came in on the under for Nick Suzuki. $5,000 came in on the under for this guy. And he was able to get minus 141 on Hard Rock. There was a decent amount of liquidity at minus 145 for Novik if you wanted better odds. But regardless, $5,000 came in on the under. You know how many shots on goal he ended up with last night? 0. Bro didn't have a single shot on goal, I should say. Maybe took a shot. Did not have a shot on goal. Unbelievable. Easy win. And that's the goal, to make tools that give you the easy dubs. This tool is supposed to be the easy button tool. The whole site. Like, you just log in and you just start ripping. Like, that's, if we don't have it set, if it's not working like that, then it's not working as intended. It's just, that's the goal. And that's why I'm telling people, the link again right there in chat, myspurriers.com. Grab that link. All right, let's keep going. Oh, somebody, we got more picks to talk about, but let's see. Chris said, I did total bases under and swept yesterday. That's what I mean. Oh, my goodness. It swept again. It swept like 5 times in 7 days last week. It's absurd. Now, I definitely bounce around about what I show inside Discord. It's hard, right? There's clearly, as you see, like, there's so much. There's so much. But a lot of it's winning. 2 earned run plays today. We have not seen an earned run A market projection in a while. These are rare. These are very rare. Only 19 bets. Very small sample size. Not entirely sure you can hang your hat on these, but hey, worth highlighting to discuss, I guess. Jake Irvin over 2.5 earned runs. Max Meyer over 1.5 earned run. Typing a note up for myself. Want to look into this market a little bit more and look at the other projections. I mean, we'll do a live really quick, but let's see. Earned runs, but I want to dig in deeper, and I'm just do it after the show. All right, so like this is I'm glad we looked at, this is unders. Well, okay. 62% under wins, 50. Like, this is not bad. I mean, I'm usually looking for like 54% or higher. Let me zoom in, I forgot. About 54% or higher. This is for the unders, though. Anyways, let's look at overs, because that's what the play is for. All right, so very top heavy. Also makes me a little nervous because Bs are bad. So over, no, not by the end of this week, Mr. Cooper, but soon, as soon as we gotta get the parlay builder up live, and I really want it to be perfect before I put it on the site. So I'm taking my time. People got time to sign up at the 60. If they want to grandfather the $60 in, they got time. No, I'm not going to create FOMO and make people sign up right away. But I also don't want people to be scared that, like, or be upset when they're like finally like, okay, it's, June 30th and I'm ready. And they go look and it's 90 then, or 120 by then or something, I'm putting it on people's radars because I don't want to be that guy who's like, it seems like overnight it's just a money grab. Like, no, I'm telling you all that this is coming. It costs me a fortune to build this site. Your man's got to get some money back at some point. And the more money that I spend on building and reinvesting, there's a heck of a lot more overhead to run these things monthly and APIs and all that nonsense. So everything raises. There's a reason why Netflix and these companies have to raise their price. It ain't as much of a money grab as you think. The cost of things in life continues to go nuts. Everything rises, and so do prices for things. So that's just like the natural order of things. And I'm just being, again, I appreciate you. Thank you very much, bro. I just want to be transparent, I don't want to overnight look like a money grab. Oh, price is 90 now. It's like I gotta watch it. And again, I don't want you to feel pressure, bro. You got some time, dude. We're at least a month away from launching this thing. So like if you're waiting, you gotta wait, then wait. I don't want you to feel pressure. That's not what this is for. Let's see if we can find like a sick market. Let's go to all markets, all sides. All right, so my goal here, I think this view is pretty good. My goal here, I just want to see if I can find if there's like a market. I mean, I tell you, I already highlighted the total base unders for A's. Oh my gosh, man. Like they are really good. RBIs are juicy. You have to parlay. I'm not a huge parlay fan. Total bases, even those, half of them are parlay only. Well, I mean, I guess that's up to you. If you want to play a minus 180, that's your choice. I'm not a huge fan of them. I guess it depends on the odds of the rest of the plays. Runs, similarly, good hit rate, but you got to parlay them. And if I'm going to parlay something for minus 250, I might as well take an RBI prop with a higher hit rate. But you can see these hit rates coming down a little bit, right? Later 81, 85. And then when you look at the individual bet grades, you saw that the A plus was an 81%. Right. And that's what you want to see. You want to see your higher end bet grade have the highest win percentage in the grouping. Let's see what else we got. Hits. These are kind of funky. You've got, again, this is for under. By the way, look at this. Look at the side. The majority of all these great hit rates are unders. Where's our first over? Earned runs over, which we just highlighted. 2 earned run overs for A's today. And again, only 2 of them, but who knows? It's a very small market so far. Only 58 bet sample size. It's good. It's great, actually, but small markets. Here's another interesting one. So we got over for walks allowed. That's 100 bet sample size, 101 bets, 61 of 40, 60% of your bets for this market. Who do we see? Seth Lugo on Sharp Money Raider earlier today. I don't know what his projection is, but if those aligned, I'd be interested. Okay. So I passed up some good ones. So let me slow down, come back. Under total bases for Bs, also 68%. This might be the market to focus on. I'm not joking. Like the A's and the Bs for total bases. I want this to be abundantly clear. The A bet grades and the B bet grades for the unders for total bases, 68%. And whatever the other one was, 72% win rate, 74% win rate. What a market that could be to look at, especially just start paying attention to the odds. Minus 130, minus 140s are probably for a lot of them, but shoot, I'm interested. Unders for strikeouts. This is for A's. Okay. 37. You don't see a ton of them, but when they pop up, ooh, baby. 68.52%. Do we have any A's today for the strikeouts? Let's go look. A unders for strikeouts. I want to look at overs for walks. I want to look at overs for earned runs. All right. So let's go to pitcher. Let's look at grade. Okay. Because I was looking at differential or grade. Unders, strikeouts. Apply. Do we have any? No A's. No A unders for strikeouts. Bummer. Let's look at overs and walks. Do we have any A overs for walks? Oops. A B plus. Super close. Super close. Earned runs? Oh, yeah. So remember, earned run overs for A's. Where is it? It was a small sample size. There it is. 36 and 22. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. So that's interesting. There's 4 of them today. Who are they? Well, myspurriers.com. The hits, runs, RBIs market, boy, oh boy, is this one leveled out. Look at the under. Hits, runs, RBIs, 64.52%. You get really good odds on unders for hits, runs, RBIs. You will get a ton of plus odd bets. A ton of plus odds for under hits, runs, RBIs. Probably underutilizing this one. I'm going to be real. That's probably my fault. Unders for hits, runs, RBIs has been lock and load. Thank you, Crispy. I see your comment. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. J. Yeah, the Inside Discord. I mean, I'm in there all day helping people. So thank you so much, big Brick Energy. Love this tool. It's best I've seen so far. Thank you, bro. Let's go look at some under hits, runs, RBIs. What else we got? Small sample, 31-18, 10-6, 36-22. 61-40 was okay. That was A's. And then, like these, again, that 64% hit run RBIs are the under for A's, 58% for B's, right? So they're both good. And like, I love seeing that. Strikeouts, same thing. Okay, you ready? Strikeouts, same exact thing. Are you ready for this? So A's, 37-17. B's, 86-61. Both good hit rates. And let's look at them like this so you can see it cleaner. We're going to look at strikeout market. Well, let's look at hits, runs, RBIs. I'm really on the now I'm like really thinking through this a little bit. And actually, back grade. I want to also see A+. And then we're going to look at unders. All right. So you can see A+ unders. Like if you see a hit, run, RBI, A+ under, very interesting. Very interesting. Man. So hits, runs, RBIs, unders, great. A's are great. A+ are greater. And then you look at individual, A+, A, and A-. So A and A- are very simple. So there's a nice jump in win rate. So like I would personally probably, and like this is why you use this tool, the history tracker, I probably don't take hits, runs, RBIs at A and A-, and I probably play them at A+. Like this is a great example for why I do that. How about strikeouts? A+, 2-0. A's, 22-7. A-, 13-10. So like A- is meh. A's, oh, not too shabby. I can't tell you how often I spend, how much time I spend in here. I really do. I spend a lot of time in here. Like way too much time, but I just feel like I can uncover stuff in here. Like I feel like I'm gonna crack the code, so to speak, right? Like I just feel so good about myself when I figure this stuff out. Yesterday, C+, all three lost. Can we look at something together? It hit me yesterday when I was doing research. Okay. So I'm going to show the projections right now. Lucky you. But not all these are good. And let me describe why. First off, lineups are not locked other than this one right now. This game's at 11 a.m. So good thing this shows is locked. When something shows is locked, it's worth playing now. Before that, not worth playing. I want to reiterate that. Before it shows locked, the projections aren't final, which is also why I don't mind sharing this. Weather reports, Vegas, action, and opposing team lineups, and vice versa for hitters versus pitchers. None of that, or all of that matters, and none of the projections are final until it shows lineup locked, and it says yes. Before that, understand that things will change. They will change. And here is one of them. So Mikolas yesterday finished with 4 Ks in 4 innings. In the morning, under 3.5 strikeouts was actually projected to the under 3.5 strikeouts. It was a good play. Then the lineups came out, and I can't, for whatever reason, his projection changed. It went to like a 4.1 or something, and it ended up being an over. So that's why you got to be careful. You got to be real careful because he ended up being an over, which cashed. So, anyways, let's continue. I'm following the breadcrumbs. When you look at these grades, do you see this? It's very similar, but not identical. Each letter grade is similarly correlated to the differential. What's the differential mean? Here's an example. Aaron Nola, 5.5 strikeouts is his prop line. We project for 5.4. Theoretically, this is an under bet. However, again, I'm gonna make sure you see this beautifully big. It's essentially just a 0.1 differential. Yesterday, these went 0 and 3. They're too hard. Like, there's no edge. We can't blindly take these, can we? Last season, we even ignored these. We only played official bets at 0.5 and higher. So even though we were looking at the projection history before this, and we saw whatever it was, 60-something% win rate to the under on this Colin Rea and B-, his differential is not high enough for us to actually take. There's not even a half separator from the line. Last year, and I'm going to say this before I give you more picks, last year, these were all not letter grades, they were number grades. Anything with a half a strikeout differential or better was an 80-plus bet grade. Those were official picks inside Discord and for members. We would give out the list, the picks, all that stuff. Those won like 65% of the time last year. It was crazy. Then we had a best bet of the day. It was the highest, not bet grade, not rating, but differential. What that means is, I'll show you. It's if you have somebody at 7.5 and you have a guy at projected for 6.3, that's a 1.2 differential. If everybody else is at like 0.7, then that's the highest. And I'll show you on PC because I think you see it better. So highest bet grade, Spencer Getty here, 0.8 differential. Emerson Hancock has the same bet grade. However, on the back end, his B+ is actually a little bit less than his B+ because it's all a numerical value on the back end. So anyways, Arrigetti's actually a better play based on the bet grades. But when we go to differentials and we sort by differentials, Emerson Hancock, under 5.5 strikeouts, is actually the best play. And last season, the best bets were 3-unit bets every day. It was something over 70% win rate. 72%, something like that. It was absolutely crazy. It was crazy. They went like 72 and 28 or something nuts. 78 and 35. I don't know. It's something like that. We had a Google sheet for it. Tracked them daily. So the best bet daily for the strikeouts was absurd. And guess what? This is why I'm going to show you because I'm so excited about this because we came across it last night. Last night, I texted my models guy and I said, hey, can you run some numbers for me? And let me explain what this is because I want you to get good bets in today. I said, hey, can you track all of the bets? I want to see the number per day. That's what the grand total is. Every day of the season, looking at the strikeouts, unders that have a half a strikeout or higher differential. Again, that's anything at 0.5 or higher. So that's Dylan Cease all the way up to Emerson Hancock. All right. That means Colin Rea, Michael McGreevy, Aaron Nola, Slade Ciccone. Ignore. Not in play. It's just these guys. These are those bets this year. They're 92 and 48. And hey, they are literally at almost the identical win rate to last season. Just blindly playing them. 65% win rate. It didn't matter. You did not have to go look at the wind, what field, the opposing team's lineup. None of that. Like we bake it in. So you doing it afterwards is just extra. It's double weighting it. So knowing this, it's the same freaking win rate as last year. Crazy. Like this one, they went 4-1 on the 18th, 6-0 on the 17th. Yesterday, they went 3-2. I counted it up. 1-2 the day prior, 0-4 the day prior, 3-1. You know, you're going to have bad days. 0-4, bad day. 1-2, bad day. Back to back, you're 1-6. You're like, I quit. And then you miss out on a 6-0 and a 4-1. This is literally the natural ebb and flow of betting. Are you ready? let's look at this. Let's say you did a 10-day sample, and I really want this to hit home. I'm zooming in as much as I can here because goodness gracious, man, everything's teaching to me, okay? Are you ready? Let's say you saw on April 6th, right here, you're like, wow, Donuts model went 4-1 that day. And you join, you go 6-6. You're like, that's garbage. I don't feel confident anymore. I lost like 2 units because of the VIG. Next day it goes 9-1. Oh my gosh, 9-1. So you're back on the train. You go 1-4. You're like, oh, well, the day prior went 9-1. I'm going to ride the train again. And it goes 6-7. You lose again. You're like, come on. So now you have bet this day, 6-6. This day, 1-4. This day, 6-7. You quit again. It goes 4-1. And you're like thinking about it on the 12th. You're like, nah, let me see. It's probably going to go back to a losing day because 2 winning days in a row doesn't happen, right? 8-1. It went 12-2 over 2 days. What do? You're like, all right, let me try it. 3-3. You get upset. 3-1. You win a little and you're like, yes, here it comes. Then you go 0-4. You brick. You're really upset. You go 1-2 the next day. You bail again because now you've lost 5 of the 6 days you've tailed. And then what happens? It goes 10-1 over 2 days. Be honest. Did I just paint a picture you have all experienced? That, I think what I just covered is going to hit home for some of you. I'm going to I think that 95% of people that join experience that at some point in time. And that's the truth. That's it. You don't have the nerve, the gall, the brass, whatever it takes, the stomach for it to be able to ride the natural ebb and flow of betting on sports. You have those, you go 1-4 the one day, 6-7 the next, and then you bail on it and you miss the 4-1. You go 0-4 and 1-2, and you're 1-6 in 2 days. You bail on it and you miss the 10-1 stretch. Constant. And then what happens when you went 1-6 those 2 days? You started chasing, emotionally betting, parlaying, trying to get it all back in one day. You dig a deeper hole. All of a sudden, and I see it all the freaking time, and it ticks me off. 10 days, 5 of them are winning days over those 10. No, sorry, 6 of the 11 days that I just covered were winning. Couple pushes, 3-3, so and so. And you're sitting there, you're like, and you're in chat, and somebody goes, the model sucks. I pay for this trash. You see it in chat all the time. Dum-dums. I'm sorry to say it. You're a dum-dum. And then you see 10 people jump on them in chat, and they're like, hey, don't talk about my model like that. It makes me so much money. And it's like, perspective's everything. You see all the consistent bettors, maybe not emotionally betting, playing it day in and day out, win or lose, and you get wrecked. And some days you flourish. And then long-term, you end up, again, as I showed it, that 65% win rate. And now what is this side? I took a long time to talk about it because honestly, that was like a little lesson for people. This is the play of the day. This is the biggest differential. Every day, the biggest differential. There's been 24 slates. 18-6. Best, by the way, yesterday it cashed. Javier Assad under 5.5 strikeouts or whatever it was the play of the day. Javier Assad under 5.5 strikeouts, I believe it said. 19-6 now. So 3-2 yesterday for this. 1-0 yesterday for this. This is the highest differential column. This side. Does it win every day? Nope. There are 6 losses in 25 days. So 0.5 differential. Look good. 65% win rate. Play of the day, almost identical to last year's win rate. Same thing. Biggest differential. Now, again, you got to wait until these say yes to play them. So be smart. Be smart. I'm not touching any of these. These say no. So I'm not betting on them. Dylan Cease later today might be a 7.2 projection. And guess what? That's a 0.3, which is under our half line. half differential. So out of play. Does not make it a play. I'm not betting it. And these are for unders. Why are we looking at unders? Because when you go to the overs, I'm going to show you the flip side of things. It ain't pretty, my friend. Okay, here's the unders. Again, like look at the under rates. Like you could have really, other than B minus is a little landmine there, but not even terrible. I mean, you lose on the VIG. 28-26, but you're losing on the VIG. But like you're essentially making money in every single other thing. But I digress. Look at the overs. Ugh. Make sense? Yeah, I don't mind it either. I would say it's funny. It's like a lot of people they mentally can't help it. They melt down. Rob's Finn, here's the beautiful part, buddy. I love your inquiry. Let's look at it together. Essentially, yeah. But also no. Let me break it down. So here's the landing page. You click around, you can see what everything looks like, mobile and PC. Hey, you get down here, it's testimonials, whatever. A couple quick facts. Click join now. All right. These prices, I'm grandfathering them. I'm going to honor them forever. That's the goal. That's the goal. Yeah, the lineup locked is on mobile. I'll show you that in a second, DTX. I'll show you that in a second. So, you join today, tomorrow, a month from now, as long as the price is not moved up to $89.99, you keep this $59.99 per month. Alternatively, there's an annual price. You get the same discount, 33% off, and you also get 2 months off, which is kind of cool too. Mobile. What was the question? Lineup locked on mobile. Yes. Yes, it is. I'm not going to see it while I'm zoomed in like this. Oh, yes, I will. It's right here. I forgot Sonny Gray was. So it's just right there. It says right there. Locked or in orange next to the game name. So like Sonny Gray, hey, you got an official play, y'all. Will it win today? I don't know. But remember, does it matter? Does it matter? Like I'm giving you a play right now. You just got an official strikeout bet from the model with a 65.7% win rate so far this year, almost identical to last year, where there were like over 1,000 something bets. And there you go. You got one on the board, a freebie, under 5.5 Ks. Again, I don't know if it'll win. It could chalk. But if it chalks, is it the end of the world? Is it? I don't know. He hasn't cashed yet this year? Sonny Gray? Wow. It's actually kind of nuts. Anyways. Yeah, your question got us there. How to use the sharp edge? Yeah, Golfy. I mean, I got a question for you. Did you watch today's stream? I mean, I used the sharp edge I used the sharp money radar for like 10 minutes on the show. I guess I haven't gotten around to doing an updated tutorial for the sharp money radar and the DFS optimizer because I use them every day on the live shows. But yeah, I could do that. I had plans, and I mean, you know how plans go. You're doing when you're working and you got kids and stuff. It's like the best laid plans go to waste, right? That saying. You click the helpful hints. It tells you how I use it because that's what my hints are. What an example, right? Like the more liquidity and the bigger the differential, elite. Only 1.1K, you got a 4-cent differential. Good. Only $560, only 2-cent differential. Meh. For Pick'em, tick the DFS available box. Go ahead, turn that on for DFS. Some markets suck. Steals, blocks, turnovers, double doubles, triple doubles, so on and so forth. And then I use it daily. That's a good play here. Better odds than Profit X, Colin Rea. Hey, NHL play. Troy Terry over No, under 2.5 shots on goal. Price Picks. $782 coming in on the under on Novig. Price Picks minus 118. Tim Hardaway Jr. under 10.5 points. Sure, why not? Again, here's a great example. Look, this example is literally right here. So $560 backing it. So that's low liquidity, nothing crazy. And it just disappeared, so it doesn't matter. It was low liquidity. The odds were minus 120 versus my Price Picks minus 118. So 2-cent differential, only $500-something. Meh. Can you play it in a pinch? Yep, you absolutely could have played that in a pinch. But why? You got all day. Can you hop back on later to check? If so, then, maybe just wait for a better plays. Or use the other tools to make plays. Covered a lot today. Spent an hour and 10 minutes doing it. I think my Saturday and Sunday shows might be done, y'all. That might be the family life's just kind of consuming me a little bit. It's been hard. I've gone like live randomly on a Saturday, live randomly on Sunday, and they kind of hit me this Saturday. I'm like, I had so much to do. I think what I'll do is like, I'll still go live, but they're not scheduled. It's like, hey, I've got an hour. I'm going to go live. It's like 3 p.m. or 10 a.m. randomly. I'll alert Discord. I'll be like, hey, y'all, I'm going to go live. I understand that I'm not going to grab the public side, but at the very least, I can help the current members use the site, answer questions, things like that. So, MySperryEdge.com. I've said it a million times. I'll say it a million more. I think this is the best product out there. And yeah, I'm a little biased. It's mine. There's the link. I posted it in chat. It's also pinned up there in the chat. It's in my bio on X if you're watching me there. On Twitch, same thing. I appreciate you all for watching. I am back tomorrow morning. My show might be a little later, like 10 a.m., maybe 10:30, 11 a.m. I'll let you know. I'm definitely going live. I just don't think I'll be able to go live at 9 a.m. But who knows? Who knows? I'll update you with a Discord alert and give you like a heads up. And say, hey, I'll go live in 30 minutes or something, So, but just plan on it. 10 a.m. or so probably makes the most sense. Have a wonderful day. Make yourself some money. Hopefully I helped you, and let's get paid.